It just got reported that basically half of our defense is going to be out this Sunday against the Bucs. Fuck. The Steelers' injury report already wasn't looking good throughout this week, but there was hope that on Friday things would turn around. Some of the players that didn't practice, maybe they were just getting rest and trying to get themselves fine-tuned for Sunday. But when Friday hit, things got worse. Our top 3 starting cornerbacks will be out: Ahkello Witherspoon, Levi Wallace, and Cam Sutton. Also, all-pro safety Minkah Fitzpatrick will be out with a knee injury. He probably needs the rest, to be honest. He definitely looked hobbled in that Bills game. So this is actually potentially good if he could take this week off, which would help him get right for the rest of the season. We also have DeMarvin Leal, who's been added to the mix. I have no clue when he got hurt. He was never on the injury report. I don't remember him getting hurt in the Bills game. And then we have on the offensive side, Pat Freiermuth. He's out as well. That's expected, especially after the hit that he took last Sunday. So that's who we won't have. Let's talk about who we will have this Sunday, starting with Isaiah Loudermilk. Looks like he'll be getting his first snaps of the season, and people have been calling for this anyway. They think that he could be a help to this defensive line, but now he's for sure getting in the lineup with Leal being out. And then the rest of the front 7 is healthy. Cam Hayward, he's going to be good to go. Larry Ogunjobi, he was a full practice participant today. We got Montravius Adams. Looks like he got the thumbs up. Chris Wormley. And then the linebackers, with Devin Bush, Robert Spillane, and Miles Jack, they are all healthy as well. But then if you're going to ask about the secondary and who we're going to have out there, well, I have no fucking clue. Terrell Edmunds will be back. At least I know that. He hasn't been listed as out. He's been a full practice participant this whole week, so that's good. But then outside of that, we got Trey Norwood, Arthur Mallette, Pierre Island. Is Miles Killebrew going to play? The rest is a mystery to me. We're going to run it back with Josh Jackson at cornerback, who got his first start with the Steelers. Not a start, but his first playing time with the Steelers last week against the Bills. Mark Gilbert, do we call him up from the practice squad? We just signed our former second rounder in Duke Dawson this week. Do we call him up? This sucks. But call me Mr. Brightside, because this could be a good opportunity for some of these young corners to... Who are we kidding? Who are we? This absolutely sucks. We're missing our top 3 starting cornerbacks. But, you ever hear of the saying? It's so bad, it's good? Maybe, just maybe, with these guys, with how they really haven't done too much throughout their NFL careers, whoever we put out there at cornerback, maybe it disorients Brady, because there's no tape out there on any of these guys playing for the Steelers, or at least some of the guys that are going to be starting on the outside, presumably. So he doesn't know their tendencies. He doesn't know any of that. So he's confused, and it throws him off a little bit. Listen, I know it could be a stretch, but I need something. I need something, goddammit, heading into this Sunday. Don't take away my hope. Don't. Joe Hayden, you free? But also, what about DeMonte Casey? This has been the most underreported story throughout this week. His suspension was officially lifted by the NFL, but the Steelers have kept him on IR, even though this was around the time frame that most people were expecting him to be back. So, actually, maybe there isn't too much to the story. He got a suspension lifted, and he's still not fully recovered from his injury just yet. Because obviously, we could really use him right about now, considering he had, 7 picks, 8 picks several years ago, led the NFL. Could be some help to the secondary. Could be just at least a guy we could trust, a veteran presence across from Terrell Edmunds with Minkah being out. But I digress. Now let's end this show on a good note heading into the weekend. Najee Harris says he's 100% after he took a steel plate out of his shoe that he's been running with for the first 5 weeks. Now this basically confirms what I was thinking, and probably most of you guys were thinking. Najee hasn't looked right out there. Now it's obvious why. He's been running with a steel plate in his foot. Now he needed that because going back to the offseason, he did suffer that foot injury, and I'm sure this gives him some type of stabilization or at least helps him recover while he's also able to play. So yeah, this is nice news because I'm sure a lot of us were sitting around wondering, is this the best we're going to get out of Najee? He's not looking right, and I don't know if it's going to get better as the season goes on. But this is a good sign. It's because he's been running with a steel plate in his shoe. You take that out, I'm sure he's going to run a little bit better. He's going to be a little bit more agile. So we'll see how he does this week. And even going back to last week against the Bills, I know it was a dismal performance, but it really wasn't all on Najee because it seemed like every time he touched the ball, it was either the offensive line decided not to block on that play or the Bills defense, literally every player on that defense sold out to stop the run. And then the last thing before I close out, I've been saying this on the podcast. All we need for this next gauntlet of games between the Bucs, the Dolphins, and the Eagles is to at least get one win. If we can get to the bye week at 2-6 and get all of our reinforcements back, which is what it's looking like it would be, TJ would be back after the bye. All these injuries should be off the injury report. We get Minka back. Basically, we would have that week 1 defense. Add potentially Calvin Austin, add a DeMonte Casey, add Pickett getting more and more experience, Pickens getting the ball more. You don't think this team could do some damage in the second half of the season? So if we can get just one of these games, and the reason I'm saying this is because I know this was some bad news coming off the injury report heading into this Sunday. I know people are down and stuff, but stay the course. Stay focused. Don't give up. That's it for this edition of Big Deke News. We will be doing our Steelers-Bucs preview tomorrow. And then in terms of the Wheel of Misery or Steelers Misfortunes that I introduced earlier in the week, well, the wheel is broke. So that is it. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Enjoy this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stay chilling. Peace.